Let me pick up on something that the rabbi just said. We're not preaching to the converted because you're not converted. No one should go away from this evening with any kind of a warm, fuzzy feeling in your stomachs. Because the credit for their courage should not just be taken home with a wonderful feeling that, look, there's Muslims, there's Christians, there are people who came out of the Arab world who understand our angst. Our angst means nothing if we don't get involved in our political process in this country. Our angst means nothing if we don't get out of our traditional stagnating mindsets. When Jack and I started talking about putting this together, it was due to the August 6th demonstration at Hezbollah rally. And as the rabbi said, we've been dealing with Islamic fundamentalism and the questions of the geopolitical nature of it, the military nature of it, for a long time. That's not the issue today. It wasn't the issue in the afternoon. It shouldn't be the issue today. The issue is this. What kind of a candidate do you want? What kind of citizens are you prepared to be? It is not enough merely to say to a party or a government, this is what happened to us. Remember the Holocaust. This is what we need. It is important to go further. It is important to define this question in terms of where we stand with the free. Are we, all the citizens, going to identify ourselves merely as Jews in our ghettos writing checks to good causes? Or are you ready to go further and involve yourselves with all of mankind's transcendent yearning for redemptive change? Because that's what these women are about. They're not risking their lives for truth to promote parochial particularities. They're risking their lives to promote common universalities. And that's what you need to remember. This evening should make you uncomfortable that we don't do more, that we don't challenge vested interests more, that we don't challenge our traditional alliances more. You need to come out of here angry and committed to doing more. John Kennedy once said, the free world was not created in order to disappear. It was created, freedom, liberty, the survival and success of it was created to endure and flourish. Because we are not just the children of the Holocaust. We are the children of hope. We are the champions of the brave. We will not be broken by adversity. We will not be demoralized by resistance. And if we mean anything at all, we must mean that we bring honor to the shield of democracy and carry high the sword of freedom for all peoples in all countries, not just on our own agenda. And that's what I want you to remember as you listen to this story. You're not going to hear comfortable messages. You're going to hear messages of bravery. Bridget Gabriel, surviving Islamic violence as a child in Lebanon. Horrible massacres all around her. Came out of that hell, became an internationally renowned broadcaster. Came to America, founded the American Congress for Truth, and authored the best-selling Because They Hate Them. There'll be a book signing later on outside. Wafa Sultan came out of Syria, and for years was writing a blog, was writing letters in Arabic that even her children, who were raised in America, didn't really understand what she was doing. Suddenly burst on the scene 18 months ago. I'm sure most of you have seen this videotape from Al Jazeera, where she's invited on to Al Jazeera in order to express an opinion. They thought they were bushwhacking her and started to debate Islamic clerics. One of the bravest confrontations in international media that we've seen in many years. Nani Darwish has a personal story of such depth and tragedy that I'm not even going to touch on it until she comes up to speed. Just suffice to say that in her 30s, moving to America, she realized there was more than what she had been taught. More than what any of us are taught in our communities about what we should believe. And ended up founding Arabs for Israel. And in November, her book will be released. They now call me infidel. Nazanin Afsanjan has been one of the most eloquent voices for human rights, and particularly for the women's human rights in the world. And it started almost by serendipity because a man called her from Paris and said there is a case of another Nazanin in Iran. And this Nazanin in Iran, Nazanin Fatehi, was 16 years old and she was being raped. And as she was being raped, she stabbed her rapist with a knife. But because of the Sharia law, you are not raped unless there are 4 male witnesses. This woman was sentenced to death. This girl was sentenced to death because she had shamed her family. And thanks to Nazanin's efforts, that sentence has now been commuted, but this poor girl, Nazanin Zaghari, who's now 18 years old, is still in prison in Iran. She suffered 2 heart attacks, but her fight goes on. She just came back from Germany, where she spoke at Amnesty International's Day Against the Death Penalty, and from debates at Cambridge. And that is what every single individual can do. That is how each of us can make a difference. It's not on the government.